Hi, welcome wherever you're joining us from, and welcome to a lot of brilliant students present here right in the auditorium with us. We've got some amazing teenagers with us today, and we're going to talk to them about how they have been leveraging and using AI. I am just a curious old soul who's trying to learn from our teenager friends here. And we'll deep dive into this conversation. I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm just going to ask questions and be curious on behalf of all of you and on behalf of all of us present in the auditorium. And my first question, okay? So, a panel is about how teens are using AI and how you are thinking about AI. The first question to all of you is, what do you use AI for? I am very curious. So, each one of you can take turns and answer. What are you using AI for? आप AI किस चीज के लिए use कर रहे हो?
Hello everyone. Basically, I use AI mostly for studies purposes. So I depend a lot on AI for all of the school projects that I do and all of the study assignments. But I would also like to add that I do use AI when I don't have someone to talk to. So sometimes AI is like my friend with whom I share stuff.
Oh, lovely. So, do you get your homework also done using AI, or is it you ask it to coach you? I'm going to ask specifics. You have to spill all your beans here.
I don't generally ask it to coach me. Most of the time, I just get answers from AI.
Okay, that. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you very much. Raphael, how do you think you're using AI?
So I use many different AI, plus 15 almost, and I have very specific AI. So like mostly as Madhur, I also use it for academics. And if I'm tasked with a project to do make a presentation or make some poster or something, I usually go to AI specific, like specific AIs which are best in that category. Like 2M AI, it's best for presentations and all that. And also like Gamma AI, it also helps in presentations. So
Okay.
I go to AI, which is specifically best in that field. For writing, I go to ChatGPT. For generations or image generations or poster generations, I go to Bing or Gemini.
Oh, lovely. That's a lot of tools. I'm going to circle back to you on with a quick couple of questions on that. How do you use AI?
मैं तो mostly the labs में AI use करती हूँ learning के लिए.
Oh, learning के लिए AI. So she uses AI at the labs for learning. Can you talk more about how you're using it or what do you use there?
The labs के tools OpenAI के ऊपर बेस्ड है और हम AI में biases measure करते हैं.
Oh, so you are so they at the labs are using tools that are built on top of OpenAI and they're using it to measure biases. That is amazing. I am very curious. Exactly क्या करते हो आप? मतलब कैसे करते हो? या मुझे कोई एग्जांपल बता सकते हो ताकि मैं और मेरे फ्रेंड्स बाकी हम लोग सब समझ पाए.
हम हम AI में biases measure कर रहे थे तो हमारी टीम में कुछ लोग जेंडर बायस, बॉडी टाइप बायस, एज बायस और रेस बायस मेजर कर रहे थे. तो उसमें हमने यह देखा कि एआई को अगर आपने पीपल ऐसा प्रॉम्प्ट दिया तो वो कभी भी ब्लैक फैट ओल्ड वुमेन की इमेज ही नहीं देगा आपको.
That is an interesting observation. Fascinating. So my friend here is saying that they've been using a lot of AI models and testing bias in these models. And a very curious example that she's sharing that if you generally prompt people and ask it to generate an image, an AI model will never or very rarely generate an image of a black woman in her 40s who's slightly fat. And that is a bias in itself because they also constitute people. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm very excited to know more about how you guys are going about. But wait, let's step back a bit. Now, my first question was what all AI you are using. My second question is how did you start using it? Who told you about these AI models, or from where did you come to know about these different tools? Raphael knows more than 15 tools. That is insane. How did he get to know about all of this?
So I started out by using AI. So like, for example, I was a true story actually.
Yeah, please tell true stories only.
So, like we were assigned with a task, and I was sat to do that task, and the next day when I completed that task and went to school, I noticed that my friend he did the task but in a very different way, and also he said that he took much lesser time than I did. And so I was very curious, and I didn't know like how did he do it, and all these questions were going in my mind. And then I was like, wait, let me ask him. So then I asked him, and he explained to me that there's something called AI, as in artificial intelligence. So then I researched about it, and the first AI which I used, it was ChatGPT, and that's how I started using AI.
Damn, so there's like a competitive spirit in Raphael. It's like, how did my friend do better than me? Wait, he used AI. I am going to use AI and do better than him now. So I really liked how the competitive spirit is coming out alive. How did you use AI? आपने कहाँ सीखा, कहाँ समझा?
मुझे अच्छी तरह से तो याद नहीं मैंने कब से स्टार्ट किया,
Okay.
बट ये याद है कि मैंने सबसे पहला एआई गूगल असिस्टेंट यूज किया.
Lovely. I like this because AI. So her answer is that she does not exactly remember, but the first experience of AI was with Google Assistant. And a lot of us forget that AI is not something that is only existing because of ChatGPT. AI as a field has been there for decades. It's present in our YouTube recommendations, it's present in our Facebook feeds, even the reels that we watch on Instagram or the shorts on YouTube. It's everywhere. Or for the rest of the world, TikTok, that is all AI. And Google Assistant has been around for a very long time. Some people use Siri, some people tend to use Alexa. That's a brilliant answer. That's the old predictive descriptive AI that's been around. Where did you come across any AI tool for
My
the first time?
take on AI was actually pretty different in the beginning. I
Okay.
did not want to use ChatGPT because I thought it's taking away my creativity. And so I boldly believed that I'm not going to use it unless and until I have to. But it was this one day at school where I was doing something and my teacher actually told me, why don't you use ChatGPT? And at school, when I tried it, I figured it was actually fun. So I still do think that sometimes it does take away my creative liberties, but I think it helps me do tasks better.
There are two questions that I'm going to get into, but I'm going to first start with fun because I'm a fun loving person. Tell me what was the fun element. So, my question is, what is the most fun thing that you've used ChatGPT for? You've used or any other AI for? What's the most fun thing that you've tried?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I asked ChatGPT once to roast me on my previous searches. So on all of the things that I'd searched before, I asked it to sort of roast me in the rap form, which was true.
I'm very curious. What did it say?
But it was just a long rap about all of the random things that I keep searching and asking for.
Brilliant. So a roast on whatever her history with ChatGPT is. That's a very interesting, fun element. I think a lot of us should try this. Just go to ChatGPT because it has something called as memory. You can just ask ChatGPT, what do you think my personality is like? And it will give you a realistic understanding of who you are. Something that we always shy from listening, or people shy away from telling us. Raphael, what's the most fun thing you've done with AI?
So similar to Madhur and actually related to what your explanation, what I did with ChatGPT is like I use ChatGPT like almost every single day. And so I thought a fun way, like let's just experiment. So I went on ChatGPT and I was like, what do you know about me? And this I didn't do by myself. I was influenced by my friend Shriyom. Shout out to him. He went into ChatGPT and he actually asked, what do you know about me? It gave his name, his address, his school, Shikha Academy,
Wow.
the top 10 animes which he really likes, and so all that data. And similar to that, I went up on ChatGPT and I asked the same, and I was shocked to see the results. Like almost everything it knew about me, like some things which emotions related, it was wrong, but others, it was extremely on dot.
That's interesting and equal parts scary. Do you agree? Yeah. It's something that we need to be conscious about. Uh, what Reels does is reinforce our bias. I am guessing somewhere it can also, because we don't go to chat gpt during our happy memories or happy times, right? Sometimes we only go there to just vent, frustrate. So the personality, it is understanding or it is figuring out what our personality might be like, would just be, hey, this person is always sad, this person is always angry. So that might be a slight bias that we are letting ChatGPT know. Tell me about you. What's the most fun thing you've done with AI?
मेरी सबसे मोस्ट फन थिंग है कि जब मैं बायसिस मेजर कर रही थी तब मैंने एआई को प्रॉम्प्ट दिया अ प्रेग्नेंट साइंटिस्ट देन
Okay.
उसने मुझे अ मेल प्रेग्नेंट साइंटिस्ट की इमेजेस दी
What? So when she was trying to gauge biases, she gave a prompt for a pregnant scientist, and AI gave a male pregnant scientist, which is absurd to say the least. I don't know how you held yourself back from. Man, that's a big bias. That's a very big bias.
हम बहुत शॉक थे
Shocked is the least that can happen at that point. Okay. Now, the second thing you brought on, and this is something that I generally want to know, and this is a personal problem and a personal pain point also. I have started using AI because all of you are also sharing. I'll also share. No, I'm also a teenager at heart. Yes, I am. So I have been using it for everything. So every email that I write these days, now Google also has this feature that you just tell me, I'll draft the entire email. So I don't type my emails out. I hardly type any of the content that I'm sending out. I just tell her, okay, respond to this, tell this, that. And it gives me an entirely nicely drafted email. Then I just make the changes. So my question is also about creativity and critical thinking. Am I hampering it? What are your thoughts on this? I would like to start with you because you have been at least thinking about this. I tend to just brush it off and give myself reasons. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Is AI hampering your creativity, or is it helping you become more creative in more dimensions than just one? I'm also interested in hearing your answers because you are a creative person and you are building some cool stuff with AI. So yeah, very interesting perspectives.
I think giving a prompt to an AI tool in itself is a very creative work. Like, I think giving the right prompt really matters. So I think in that way, it does help me build my creativity because I have to effectively communicate what I need there.
I think this deserves a big round of applause. If we are all using prompts, we are creative folks. I think that is exciting. At least gives me some relief that I am not absolutely uncreative or not creative. But do you have any contrarian views on this? Something that you think, or you felt that earlier I used to be better, now I am just passing it off, or something like that?
Yeah, many a times when I do things like script writing or something where I have to actually write content, I
Yeah.
feel like probably a year ago I used to do this myself and spend time with it, but now it's mostly just AI doing it for me and me just transcripting it later.
But is the outcome better, or is the result better, not better?
I also think that if I'm using the same AI tool, then it has the similar language. Like every single time I generate something, it speaks in a very similar tone, which is something that I don't really like about AI. Like it gives the same words and the same vocabulary as a
Yeah.
real person would. So then at times I feel like it's better if I do write it myself.
Okay, that's an interesting perspective. Very, very cool. That it can become monotonous or repetitive at some point once you start engaging it with it more. Raphael, what do you think?
So in relation to her idea, as she said that AI repeats, and also this is based on my answer also, because AI is a collection of data which is already present, and
Yeah.
so you probably already might know it, but that it has that data already, it's already present, so it can go ahead, it can break the creative boundaries, and so as she said, it repeats, it's repetitive, and it repeats all the writings or the wordings in her case. For others, it might be repeats characters.
So I don't want to know about others. I want to know about you.
Yeah, I'm
Give
coming
me
to my,
specific examples. I know where I'm getting.
I'm getting at it. I'm getting at it. So, so it has the boundary, like you can't, AI can go beyond that creative boundary,
Okay.
which humans can do. That's my opinion. And AI is not so, how to say, advanced that it can think on its own. There is machine learning and all those other AI features. But in my opinion, it cannot break the boundary of creativity and innovation.
Very interesting perspective. AI Can AI break the boundary of creativity? That's a brilliant question to walk back with. Because all AI models and all the tools are built on existing knowledge that has been created in the world. So I like this perspective. Can you create something which is absolutely fresh with AI? I think only time will tell. But what's your take on creativity with AI? क्या सोचते हो? हाँ.
एआई वैसे तो मैंने ज्यादा यूज नहीं किया, ओनली तलाश में ही यूज किया है, बट फिर भी
कुछ क्रिएटिव आपने बनाया है एआई यूज करके द लैब्स में?
हमने कोडिंग की
आपने कोडिंग की
करके।
एआई यूज करके? सो यू लर्न हाउ टू कोड यूजिंग एआई, सो यू यूज एआई टू कोड. फेयरली क्रिएटिव, राइट?
हमने ओनली एआई को प्रॉम्प्ट दिया कि हमें एक शूटिंग गेम बनाना है,
हाँ,
तो एआई को हमें ओनली प्रॉम्प्ट दिया शूटिंग गेम के लिए एचटीएमएल
ठीक है.
कोड, उसने हमें कोड बना के दिया और फिर हमने उसके ऊपर से गेम क्रिएट किया।
Lovely. So what Mansi did was, Mansi and her friends at the lab, they used AI. So they've used one of the AI models, gave it a prompt to make a shooting game, a first-person shooting game, and the AI model gave the prompt for gave the actual code for that game. My thought here is, let's take a step back. Thinking about a shooting game, something that you could not make yourself, isn't that creativity? And AI has enabled that for you. मतलब आपने गेम के बारे में सोचा, कैसा होना चाहिए, कैसा दिखना चाहिए, how the game should look, how it should feel like. That itself is creativity, right? AI is just the means to an end. वो आपको हेल्प कर रहा है वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए. What's your perspective on it? कि ये creative, can you count it as creativity?
कि उसके कोड देने के बाद हम उसमें चेंजेस भी कर सकते हैं।
हाँ.
देन हमने उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन भी लिए कि वो पूरा कोड हमें एक्सप्लेन करके दो, क्योंकि हम कोडिंग के बारे में बिल्कुल भी नहीं जानते थे।
Yeah.
सो उसने हमें फुल्ली एक्सप्लेन करके दिया। उसके बाद हमने कुछ गुड इमोजीज बनाए, कुछ बैड इमोजीज बनाए, जिसमें हमें बैड इमोजीज को शूट करना था, एंड देन उसमें पॉइंट भी थे, बहुत चीजें
That is an exciting perspective. So what Mansi is saying is that they got the code. Not just they got the code, they asked AI to actually break the code down for them and then help them learn. So we got two perspectives from our friends, Madhur and Raphael, that AI is creative in itself, but there are boundaries. But then Mansi's perspective is slightly different. That there is my creativity and AI can help me transcend my boundaries. And I like both these perspectives. Honestly, AI can be a great enabler, and AI sometimes can be a crutch. So both mixed perspectives. I think there is no right or wrong answer. The jury is yet to be out on this. So my last question, okay? And this is like rapid fire question for all of you. To those who don't know rapid fire, it's like just give me answers fast. In your view, how is AI going to change the world? Or you can also tell what changes will we see in the world or are we seeing around? Anyone can take. Fast.
I think all of the jobs or the opportunities of work which require us to do things like execute the work are going to be taken by AI. But the places where decision making comes in place, or where we have to actually think and create something, I think that is still going to be something that humans will do.
Okay, decision making creation might be humans' perspective. I disagree in parts with this, and that is exactly why that's a big question, but we'll come to that next.
So when we talk about the AIs which are already existing and which might be there in the future, in existing AIs that are like in the gaming field, or NVIDIA, the processors behind that, and how they enhance the gaming areas and also other areas like other entertainment purposes, or uh, like ChatGPT, which helps us. All these things are current and they already are pushing the boundaries, as I said before. But in the future, I think that AI will be a tool that we will use to enhance the future. So what I'm coming around in this is like,
Close it in one sentence. Yes. I know I'm putting pressure, but yeah. I would like that. Somebody said want ChatGPT's help. This is where I like ChatGPT's help. We'll go back to Raphael. Take a couple of minutes to just structure your thoughts. Mansi, आपको क्या लगता है कि AI से क्या बदलेगा दुनिया में या क्या बदल रहा है अभी?
वैसे तो एआई इतना अच्छा है उतना बुरा भी है।
हाँ,
एआई की वजह से कई सारी फ्रेंडशिप्स भी टूटती है।
AI की वजह से a lot of friendships also break because of AI. Do you have an example? Do you want to talk about one of your friends that you lost because of AI?
अभी कई सारी जो फ्रेंड्स है ना वो एआई से ज्यादा अटैच हो जाते हैं और खुद के जो रियल फ्रेंड्स है उन्हें छोड़ देते हैं, क्योंकि एआई उन्हें हमेशा हैप्पी रखने की कोशिश करता है।
Yeah.
और अगर फ्रेंड्स होते हैं ना तो वो कभी कभी हम जो बुरा कर रहे हैं उसमें भी दखलंदाजी देते हैं, या फिर वो हमसे ज्यादा झगड़ते भी है, लेकिन एआई हमेशा हमें खुश रखता है, इसीलिए हमें एआई पसंद होता है।
Very interesting perspective. That's a very good perspective. So what Mansi said is uh, AI tends to reinforce what you are. It always tries to keep you happy, and because of that, people are losing touch with their real friends because they can come in at some points and say that you're doing the wrong thing, but AI will not really come and confront you that you're doing the wrong thing. It will always be, oh, no, 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 you can do this, but you can, why don't you think about that? So it will always just keep mollycoddling and running around in circles. Raphael, I'm
Yes.
coming back to it. We'll come to Raphael and then we'll come to you. Yes.
So I thought of an example was like the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Before the Industrial Revolution, there used to be millions of human laborers, and we used to do work and we used to do manual labor. But during the Industrial Revolution, many machines came, many factories came, and they all did take the jobs of the laborers which were there. But there were still so many other jobs.
So
there were still so
new-
many other sectors.
New avenues of employment will be created. So the world as we know it is going to change drastically. I can safely summarize that we don't really know where we're headed, but these are exciting times to be alive in. And with that, we are all from the Shikha Academy here in Mumbai. Would love to thank you for joining in and would see you around through the day. Thank you.
Can we have you all for a Q&As, please? For those who missed out, here's a quick reintroduction of our panelists. First up, we have Madhur from Pragna High School. She's a grade 9 student who lives for deep discussions. History, current affairs, language, you name it. She's been part of international collaborations, peace camps, and dialogue sessions, always looking to challenge perspectives.
Then joining her, we have got Raphael Balasundaram from Shikha Academy. This guy is all about strategy, whether it's on a chessboard, a football field, or the world of tech. Always learning, always leveling up.
And then we have Manasi Prasad from the labs, an 8th grader who's already knee-deep in AI. Basically, while most of us are figuring ChatGPT, she's out here analyzing how AI thinks.
And then finally, we have someone who's been shaping the world of AI and education, our moderator, Pratik.
He started as a Teach for India fellow and then worked with Ministry of Health and state governments on education policy reforms. Now, he's the co-founder of Polymap AI, where his AI-powered lesson planning tool has taken off in over 100 countries.
This panel on how teenagers use AI and its implication was truly insightful.
Thank you
Thank you.
for the panel.
And I just love how every time we talk about AI and education, we realize just how much there is to explore.
And our next speaker is Mr. Mandar Kulkarni, an AI ethicist, educator, and screenwriter with 13 plus years of experience and co-founder of the Labs, pioneering AI education.
He's also the founder of Gadwit, a rural edtech startup that impacted over 2 lakh students and a thought leader in AI ethics and innovation.
Let's put our hands together for Mr. Mandar Kulkarni.
Good to go? Okay. Hello, everyone who is here as well as watching this online. I will talk a little bit about what we haven't talked about since the morning, and I'm sure there will be many more such insightful discussions happening. Um, I'll talk about a couple of facts to begin with, and then we'll go ahead from there. Only 9% of entry or mid-level tech employees come from lower social economic backgrounds, and this gap widens further in the leadership roles. And if you are wondering why this matters, there are plenty of examples, but I'll share one. The banking AI apps are 80% more likely to reject loans to people from minority communities. And there are plenty of such examples where AI biases play a role in making decisions on behalf of individuals, on behalf of communities. And like we keep talking about this issue of biases, and it might seem like, okay, I learns from data and we should be able to fix it. But there have been examples of big companies who have not been able to fix biases. One of the famous examples being Google itself. So this Google Photos, which has that AI which searches for content within an image. And if you put in gorilla as a search term there, and it shows no results found even if you have that kind of a photo in your gallery. And this happens because when Google Photos came up in 2015 in the first place, it recognized Black people as gorillas. And it's 10 years from then, and it's still not fixable to the 100% degree. And that's why Google has just blocked that term where you can't search for monkeys, gorillas. Otherwise, somewhere, sometime, a Black person's image might pop up. And then there are issues about priorities. There are millions of people cleaning manholes in all over the world, and there are thousands of AI algorithms which are creating art. And when engineers have a lot of potential to solve problems, which problems do they prioritize and which problems do they choose is also a concern. So what we see among all of this, while AI has a lot of potential to again change the world for better, what it also ends up doing is automating inequality, as each technology has in the past. And that's why what we are building here is the labs, technology, humanities, and entrepreneurship labs, which is an after-school program at the intersection of these three for the middle schoolers. Our vision is that people across all sections of society have equal bargaining power in all these upheavals that are going to happen. And the way we do it is we want the children to claim a seat at the table in all these revolutions that are happening by doing three things. By equipping them with mastery of AI foundations, because all the AIs that we are seeing today, they are weak AIs, and that is the industry term that they use. And we like to call them AI amoebas, and they are soon going to turn into AI dinosaurs, and we need to prepare the children to cope with that. We also equip them with a humanitarian and entrepreneurial lens to steer this AI revolution and the cultural capital necessary considering the backgrounds they come in from. We have a 250 hours of school plus program curriculum that we have designed, half of which we have tested on the ground for grades 6 to 8, and we work in government and low income private schools. And what I'm going to share next is few of the things that children have done in this program. Manasi is one of our students whom you just heard talking in the panel discussion earlier. So these children are leveraging AI. They are getting the work done, meaning that if they are to create an image resembling an image that we give them, they are able to write detailed and high quality prompts in order to get a very similar image. And this is some of the examples of what children have done by writing very detailed and high quality prompts. These children are also making this AI inclusive. So they find out what the AI is not able to do, some culturally significant objects like Chandrayaan here, like Vada Pav, like Kulkarni, which is a local language name for butterfly. And they collect data sets, they create these data sets, and then they are fine-tuning these AI models to be able to generate these objects that the AI was not able to generate earlier. they are also evaluating for biases, and Manasi spoke about it a lot. And they are also comparing AI models on which one is more biased. And in a few instances, like one of these that you see here, they have also found that the next version of the AI, the latest version of the AI, has gotten more bias than the earlier version. And then they are advocating for ethical AI by actually presenting in front of the crowd like this, in person as well as online. And one of the children have also created a YouTube channel to talk about all of this. So what we are trying to do through all of this is actually helping the children master the AI foundations. And once they know the core of the technology, what they will be able to do going forward is cope with whatever different kinds of AIs that will come in the future, and also evaluate these AIs by wearing that humanitarian lens. And also because there is going to be a lot of impact on the job market, having these kind of this kind of mastery on the foundations of AI is going to help the children to, if not, just work in the jobs that are going to be there in the future, but also be part of creating those jobs. Because even if AI replaces a lot of jobs, there is going to be a lot of work that needs to be converted into jobs. These are some of the supporters that I would like to mention that are supporting our work. And I would like to leave you with this quote. Thank you.
That was truly enlightening. The way AI is shaping education, it's exciting, but also makes you think about the responsibility that comes with it.
Exactly. AI isn't just about automation and efficiency. It's about equity, ethics, and impact.
And on that note, it's time for our innovation spotlight. Our next speaker is Miss Karishma Shanghvi.
Apart from being the director of Shikha Academy, she's also the founder of Shikha Institute of Education, a research and curriculum development institute, Shikha Labs, an AI tech company creating cutting-edge educational products for students and teachers.
A powerhouse of knowledge and innovation. Let's welcome Miss Karishma Shanghvi.
Aisha ma'am will be joining us for an interview conducted by our very own. You have already met her earlier. Please welcome Karim Khan back on stage.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Tarim. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today, and I'm really looking forward to learn a lot from you. So we are here to talk about Shikha Labs, an incredible initiative taken by you to integrate AI in education. So let's start off simple. As a student of Shikha Academy, I already know what Shikha is. It's with the aim to provide every individual in India with quality education. But for our audience, can you please elaborate more on how Shikha is different from every school?
I think Shikha Academy was the first institute that got started. We started about 7 years back now in
Right.
Bombay. The goal was to build a school that is really extremely high quality,
Hmm.
but also scalable, and to serve like children who need it the most. So we did not compromise from day one. We said that let's see what a model of education for the 21st century can look like, but yet make it scalable, because there are many model schools in the country,
Hmm.
but it's very difficult to make multiple versions of them in terms of the cost, cost required, the teacher capacity required, a lot of problems that are there with running schools. So we said we want to use this school as an experimental, a lab school,
Hmm.
so that we can create new techniques of teaching, products, ideas to see how India can literally go from the 1970s model of rote learning
Right.
straight to the 21st century. We want to leapfrog and go to where India needs to be, because we're at the cusp of being a superpower
Right.
country. And we just have a few things that are holding us back. Education is one of them. So can we just release that rein and let the horse, speed up?
I can already see the difference. And now let's move on to Shikha Labs. Like every initiative has a backstory. So I really want to know where the idea come from.
When we started Shikha Academy, what we realized is that there is very little research happening in education in the K-12 space in India. A lot of what we use in terms of understanding how the brain learns or how students can be motivated, a lot of that comes from the West. there's very little work happening in our own countries. So after Shikha Academy, we started a Shikha Institute.
Right.
And this is the research and development wing of the school. We have about 25 staff now that are working on brand new curricula, brand new pedagogy, brand new assessment.
Wow.
Rebuilding a school system from first principles.
That's
So if you
amazing.
had to work backwards rather than trying to fix the current problems, if you had to look at the 21st century and say, what do we need for our students to succeed in whatever they're doing in the 21st century, what would that school look like? And so we started to build step by step every single aspect of a school. Because a lot of you Shikha kids know that these are all systems, right? So we have to think in systems. And that's how we started. A year or two back, when ChatGPT first came out in 2022, November 2022, I
Right.
remember because I couldn't sleep for a week because I said, oh my God, this tool can do so much for a school. Education is one of the most low-hanging fruit industries for AI to disrupt and make really, really, kind of advanced. So what we did is then pretty much within a few months, we started Shikha Labs. Shikha Labs is a company that is incubated within the school and within the research institute. So what Shikha Labs does is it creates really, really interesting, exceptional products using AI for problems that we see in our own classrooms.
Wow.
So the ideas come from our classrooms directly, and we try and tweak and create these products to see what problems our teachers and our students in our school face. Can we fix them with a little bit of AI? So the solutions don't have to be AI. There are many problems where AI can't fix everything.
Right. Agree.
There are certain ways where you can support teachers, support students to just meet that little problem. So for our products, we go from very small wrapper apps around ChatGPT to all the way to creating new platforms.
Can you elaborate one of the products of Shikha Lab?
I'll give you one very simple one and maybe one more complicated.
Understood.
app.
Yeah.
We have around 30 to 35 apps that we are now piloting within the school. Perhaps one simple one is in grade 1, when children come for the first time to school, they struggle to read in a language like English because they've not been exposed to English in their homes before. So, and we really want them to read, right? The more you read, the faster you will learn the language. So we have this little app where the teacher puts in the name of the child, and the child says that, oh, I want a story about space, or I want a story about dinosaurs, or anything that the child is interested in. And oh, by the way, here are my 3 friends. I want them in the story too. And the teacher puts in the Lexile level, which is the kind of reading level of the child. And the bot automatically generates a story where the child is the hero of the story.
Oh.
And the child can get a personalized story in literally 5 seconds. So now the motivation to read really amps up.
That really encourages.
And for a teacher, we just care that the child is reading. We don't really care what they're reading, but we want them to read good stuff. So this is a way to increase motivation, a very quick way in the classroom.
Right.
So that's one simple app. And perhaps a more complicated app is, we have in Shikha, we have student portfolios. I think all of you have your personal websites that are public to the whole world.
Right.
And you post in the portfolio examples of high quality work that you have done in your classroom, and you write about them. I think all of you all have portfolios now.
Yeah, we
So
do.
what we sort of realized is that these are great, but they're not helping to judge a child's 21st century skills. But this is a great way to do it. So we have an AI portfolio portal now that uses AI to assess the portfolio for your 21st century skills. So creativity, communication, collaboration, critical thinking. And the AI can do it at a much more, a faster way and much more scaled.
That's really great. So you've built such a great place like Shikha Academy. Have you ever thought of it as a threat, like AI? Because do you think it will ever make Shikha Academy redundant? Like this is just the starting and it's going to get disguised.
The actual threat is not that AI will take over jobs or the threat is humans who know AI will take over jobs of humans who don't know AI.
Oh.
So AI literacy is now an essential. It's almost as important as learning a language or learning math or learning how to use a computer or a laptop. I think the beauty of where we are in India right now is we have the ability to leapfrog, which means that you can go straight from a child who doesn't know how to use a computer or a laptop, so you don't need to use a laptop anymore. You can just skip that whole generation and go straight to learning AI. I think in the next maybe the few years, kids won't know what a Google search is. They'll just say, oh, I just did an AI search. So they've skipped the entire Google search generation.
Right. For everything we use ChatGPT right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So which is a good thing. But I feel like we have to be, and I think this has been mentioned a lot on our amazing student panel, that it's a tool. We have to be, careful of how we use it. We have to make sure that we don't get dumber.
Right.
Just depending on everything for AI, because then human innovation will stop if
Agreed.
everything comes to AI.
So I want your suggestion for other schools here. How should they integrate AI and education? What should they be doing differently? Because to make it scalable, everyone should have the idea of how to do it.
I think every school, in general, in education as well, but also in AI, schools need to have a very strong philosophy of what they mean by the value of education. You need to understand the reason for your existence. Why does a school exist? And every school can have a different reason for their existence. But it's very important to know that and believe in that and follow that. So if you say that I want my students to crack the JE, that is my goal, that is the reason for why I'm here, then the goals, your school model will be quite different.
Right.
Here, we have a very strong graduating student profile in our head. We know that when a child graduates from grade 12, what will they look like? What will they talk like? What will they think like? What will they, how will they think?
Right.
We have a very clear idea of what we want that child to sort of think like. So once you have that vision clear of that child, then the AI strategy comes with that. That some schools may say we want to ban AI because AI is not going to help you in your final exams.
Right.
Some schools may say, oh, we have to train kids in AI because they will need it for life.
Absolutely.
So I think it depends school to school on what you should follow. Clearly for us, we're saying that AI is the fundamental literacy.
Yeah, that's so brainy because now everywhere we see AI. For everything, we are being dependent. We are using it we are being intellectual about it, but at times you're misusing it as well. So being aware of AI and using it smartly makes us different and makes us us.
Correct.
So I really want to know from you if there are any challenges that you faced while making education scalable with AI.
I mean, we are living in a country that is like a developing country. So, of course, there is a huge problem of access to technology across the country. Not many schools, if you read the latest reports of like ASAR, or there are tons of reports that tell us that we forget AI, we don't have internet, we don't have often electricity, regularly. So it's a huge access problem that I see for a lot of the country. But that's still a lot of the country. I was reading I was watching a video recently where they said that India is a Bahrain, a UK, a Brazil, and the entire sub-Saharan Africa in one country. That is the kind of diversity in terms of the kind of income levels we have within the country. So I think all these 4 categories have to have a different strategy. If we want India to be the AI, capital of the world, then the ones that are the best suited have to be allowed and given that opportunity to succeed. And for those who don't have access, give them the access, give them everything. So you have to raise the whole sort of system up. I think this is a big challenge. What I'm very optimistic about is that we are very young, we are very kind of open-minded, we're very driven. The whole country is, like I said, horse itching to run, right?
Right.
So we just need to release the horse as much as possible.
I agree. It is important for people to give freedom and to let them learn in their own way. I like to end this talk. I just want to know from you, if people, our audience, are interested in knowing more about Shikha Labs or trying out its products, what should they do?
We have a lot of products that we are piloting this year. By the end of hopefully this year, we will try and launch a platform where we give most of these products for free to schools.
Oh,
Because the goal is to democratize
right.
technology and democratize, especially in the field of education, where it is not just. This is a calling. It is something that we have to do for for our country. So what I would say is if there are schools that are, early adopter schools or like, they want to try new things out, please get in touch with us. You can be our first cohort that sort of tries these products out, give us feedback on how they are working for you, and give us more ideas for what you want us to build for you.
Right. I really see teams like me can be benefited so much by the products that Shikha Lab has developed as of now. And schools can collaborate with us for trying out these products and giving exposure to their own students, because it's every individual doing and then it's creating a bigger impact.
Yeah.
So I think that is more important.
I'll just add that the kind of stuff that our students are working on, there are many teachers also who are very, very innovative and trying out new things. Building these models and these products has to be a collaborative effort, and we have to learn from the expertise of the teacher who's on the ground, of the student who's actually learning. So
Yeah.
please come forth with all your ideas, and we'd love to help, make them real for you.
Yeah, so in the end, I would just say that we must remember that we are the ones who've created AI and we have more power. So let's embrace that power. And with that, let's work together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tareem.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's a wrap for our live broadcast. To everyone watching online, thanks for tuning in. You have been awesome. And while you'll miss out on the rest of the fun happening here, we hope you enjoyed the ride.
Now, we've got two things happening at 11:40. A workshop, an exclusive session by Master Raul John Aju.
Raul John Aju is just 15 years old and has been a 3-time TEDx speaker.
Both sessions are open to teachers and students. So, whether you want to dive into the panel discussion with Raul or get hands-on in the prompt engineering workshop, the choice is yours.
If you are planning to attend the workshop, please start moving your way to the 6th floor. No matter where you go, one thing's for sure, you are in for an insightful experience.
We repeat again, if you want to go for the workshop, you need to go to the 6th floor. So please start moving.